Have you ever tried to get a simple answer from a company's AI chatbot and just felt like you were talking to a wall? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. It's a super common frustration, and it points to this massive blind spot in a lot of AI systems. So let's get into why that happens and, way more importantly, how we can actually fix it.
Right? It's a totally fair question. The thing is, most standard AI models are trained on this gigantic but static pile of general internet data. They literally have no access to your company's real-time, private information. They're kind of like a brilliant student who aced last year's textbook but has absolutely no clue what the professor is talking about in class today.
And this right here is the fundamental gap. A standard large language model, an LLM, is just going to tell you it can't help with anything new. But what you, the customer, actually need is a specific, useful answer, like, hey, the 12/12 promotion is happening right now. This disconnect between generic knowledge and specific, timely info is probably the single biggest roadblock for businesses trying to make AI genuinely useful.
So how do we build a bridge over that gap? Well, the solution is a technology with a pretty simple name but a seriously powerful job: RAG. The best way to think of it is like a super smart librarian that connects the massive brain of an AI to the specific, always-changing library of your company's own knowledge.
RAG stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation, and the keyword here is augmented. RAG enhances an LLM that's already been trained by giving it a direct line to external, up-to-date information, like your company's latest product details, support docs, or those promotion details. And here's the best part for businesses. You don't have to spend a fortune retraining the entire AI model. You just give it the right textbook to read from.
So here's how it works, in 3 easy steps. First, when you ask a question, the system retrieves the relevant info from your company's own database. Second, it augments your original question with this new information it just found. And finally, it hands that whole package over to the LLM to generate a precise, context-aware answer. It's literally like giving the AI an open book exam, where the book is all of your company's private data. Okay, that's the theory, and it's pretty cool. But the real magic of RAG is what it's doing in the real world. This is where businesses are seeing a genuine, tangible impact. So let's check out a few case studies.
First up, let's talk about the most obvious and immediate use case: completely transforming customer support. Because we all know that long wait times and generic answers are a recipe for unhappy customers.
So before RAG, companies like Experian found that their chatbots just couldn't keep up and kept giving vague, unhelpful answers. This, of course, led to frustrated customers. But after they brought in a RAG system, their chatbot could instantly tap into the company's real-time FAQs. And the result? Bam! Accurate, company-specific answers, a huge improvement in handling questions, and a major boost in customer satisfaction. Plus, this frees up the human support agents to focus on the really tricky problems that need a human touch.
Now for our next case, let's look at something a little less obvious, but with an incredibly high impact: boosting efficiency in industrial settings. In fields like manufacturing or automotive repair, getting a fix right on the very first try is a massive money saver. In the world of industrial maintenance, a metric called the first-time fix rate is everything. Before a RAG, a technician could waste hours digging through different manuals and databases, but with a RAG system, they can just ask a question in plain English and instantly get the right info pulled from every repair manual, vehicle history file, and technical bulletin. This sends that first-time fix rate through the roof, which means happier customers and a much, much more efficient and profitable operation.
Okay, so RAG is amazing for customers, but what about your own team? Well, it turns out that RAG is a total game changer for unlocking a company's own internal knowledge too.
Just think about all that valuable information that's just locked away inside your company's HR policies, compliance manuals, and security docs. A RAG-powered internal engine turns those boring, static documents into a conversational expert. An employee can just ask, hey, what's our policy on international travel and what are the reimbursement limits? And get an instant, correct answer. This slashes the time wasted searching for stuff and speeds up decision-making across the entire company.
So it's clear that RAG is fantastic at answering questions. But, the evolution doesn't just stop there. The next big step is to create systems that don't just answer, but actually act.
And this brings us to something called agentic RAG. See, while standard RAG is focused on finding info to answer one question, an AI agent uses that same info to perform multi-step tasks. It can reason, it can take action, and it can even learn from feedback.
It's the difference between asking a librarian for a book and asking them to go research a topic and write up a summary for you. It's a whole new level.
So when you look at everything from customer support to industrial repair to internal knowledge, what's the common thread? It's really simple, but it's also profound. In the age of AI, your company's own private data is your single greatest asset.
RAG is the key that finally lets you put that data to work. It slashes those weird AI hallucinations because it forces the model to base its answers on your facts, not its general knowledge. It boosts customer satisfaction, it makes your employees more productive, and best of all, it gives you a scalable AI solution without that massive expense of constantly retraining a foundational model. It just unlocks the value that's already sitting there.
Which really just leaves us with one final, crucial question. It's not about whether AI is ready for your business, it's the other way around. Is your organization's data ready for AI? Because the companies that can answer yes to that are the ones who are going to lead the future.